The new patriotic party's Kole constituency primaries rerun comes off tomorrow, with both candidates assured of winning the elections.
Was announced.
Everything that happens sometimes is a blessing in disguise. This long delay has afforded a lot of people the chance to get to know me better, as a result of which they are all coming my way because they see that I am a better candidate.
Candidates earlier met delegates in their quest to persuade them on choosing any of the two. I'm talking about Ni Noi Norte or Philip Addison to run for Kole primaries. And how sure are we that delegates will accept the outcome of these elections? How sure are we also that the outcome of this election will be free and fair? Now, what next for Kole after this crucial and critical primaries? And does the outcome mean a done deal for the NPP in the 2016 parliamentary primaries? Also, Gianni Infantino is now FIFA's new president. This is today's big story. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. The Kole constituency primaries generated controversy over who wins that seat, as one of the candidates, Philip Addison, challenged the outcome in court. The court, however, ruled there must be a rerun, which falls on Saturday, the 27th of February. We can now hear from one of the candidates, Philip Addison, who took the matter to court.
Indeed, the fact that the party itself decided that there should be a rerun, and the court also upheld it, is unprecedented in our local politics, because it has always been said that when elections are held in primaries, whatever be the case, it stands. And I said that cannot be, and that is why we challenged it, and we were successful. And I think it's a lesson for everybody, not only for the NPP, but for all parties.
Niaji, one of the candidates in the last primary, has stepped down. He's thrown his weight behind you. You think that would change the dynamics?
To a large extent. Ni Ajay is a man I respect. We have collaborated for quite some time now. Together we took the decision to boycott the elections. Together we took the decision to send a petition to the party. That petition was by me and him, together with 434 delegates who said they had not taken part in the elections. Somehow that is all lost in the media. Everything is only myself that is mentioned. But the petition was by Ni Ajay Tayura, myself, and 434 delegates.
So you are confident of untouched 434 delegates who are going to vote for you come tomorrow?
I'm confident of more than that voting for me tomorrow. I'm confident of more than that voting for me. You see, everything that happens sometimes is a blessing in disguise. This long delay has afforded a lot of people the chance to get to know me better, as a result of which they are all coming my way because they see that I am a better candidate. It is as simple as that.
You also mentioned in the past that you have the support of the flag bearer of the party. Is that the case?
I have never mentioned that. I think it goes without saying, and everybody assumes it. But given the role I've played in the past on his behalf as his counsel, naturally there'll be a close bond between us. That is as far as I can say.
Is he supporting you in this context?
Well, first of all, I never discussed it with him before I embarked on this project. So it is not a matter that I discussed with him. It is a decision that I took myself.
But he knows that you are in the race?
Very much so. And I expect that he will support me.
But you don't know that he supports you?
I will expect that he will support me.
You know
the role that I have played in his political life, I expect that on mine, he will support me.
Do you know that for a fact?
Yes.
So you have the support of Leonardo?
I said I will expect that he will support me.
let's go to tomorrow's poll. By what percentage do you, see yourself winning come 5 p.m. tomorrow when everything is done and dusted?
I would not like to give any percentage.
Have your delegates telling us you are going to win by 70% margin?
Great, great. I thank them for that. All I can say is that it will be a massive victory.
Now, the two candidates who are very sure of their victory have been meeting their delegates today to canvass for votes. First, we listen to Philip Addison, who took the matter. Now, his colleague or opponent, Ni Noinote, says he's not moved, adding he will stay focused. Let's listen to his aide who spoke on his behalf.
We have some of the delegates who voted for Ninoy defecting. Actually, I've seen 3 of them. Now throwing their weights behind lawyer Philip Addison. The last, primary, I was there. I saw them. They were chanting the name of Ninoy. Today, I saw them at lawyer Philip Addison's, office, saying they are no longer in support of Ninoy. They are now going for lawyer Philip Addison. How does it put your campaign message and strategy? Does that affect you, your campaign anyway?
When it comes to defection in political organization, it's normal. It's not a surprise thing. It doesn't shake nor change anyone's strategy or the person's movement. Just as you said, we are not making noise and publicity over defects. But I can confidently tell you that more than 30 people from his quarters has defected to ours. And then Ajay Teya resigning to throw his weight behind Philip Addison, his members didn't follow him. About 60% of his members have also defected to our side. But as I told you earlier on, we are working by strategy. We won't come out there to just make noise over publicity of defection. Just 3 against ours. Just consider the number I've just mentioned. So you could see that we are really on the grounds. We are not doing media politics. This is delegate election, and if you want to win, you have to be on the grounds and you win.
Come tomorrow, if Ninoy loses, are you ready to throw your weight behind lawyer Philip Addison to, get the seat for the party?
Thank you very much. First of all, let me make this correction clear. There is no way, and I repeat, there is no way Ninoy Norte is going to lose the election. Why am I saying this? In the previous one, that 2nd August one, the delegates were clear in their mind. They knew what they wanted. And come tomorrow, they are just going to affirm the decision they took earlier on. But as you said, we are in to serve the party and do the party's bidding. Whoever becomes victorious, we are more than willing to contribute our quota immensely towards the victory of that person. But I want to assure you, come tomorrow by this time, you'll be before me once again, and you'll be asking me of our congratulatory message to our dear country.
Those who have defected are accusing him of failing to make do his word, of giving them brown envelopes after winning the August 2nd poll, reason why they have defected. Is he an honest person?
Clearly, Ninoy Norte never ever promised brown envelope in the previous election. Now, if you want me to go into detail, I will. I initially didn't want to, because we on our side, we will need our colleagues after winning to come together and work. So we don't do politics of insults and blaspheming or character assassination as they are doing. But these 3 people you are mentioning, I know them very well. One of them known as Samuel Yabwa, aka Shagu. Ninoy personally took care of his kids' school fees. Recently he came seeking for 3,000 cedis for rent. Ni gave him 500 and spoke to the landlady that allow my gentleman to be in the house. After some time, I'll pay you. As I speak to you, the gentleman still sleeps in that house. Even the 500, he didn't even give it to the landlady. The other person, it's just about they are being like stomach politicians. And then we don't want to, as a party, wash our dirty linen outside.
So you heard from the 2 candidates. We can now do some analysis now. And Dr. Brenya is on the phone. He is with the Political Science Department of the University of Science and Technology, Kumasi. Good evening to you, Doc. Thanks for your time on today's Big Story.
Good evening.
Doc, tomorrow's primaries looks like a very critical one for the NPP because the outcome will either help restore some confidence in delegates who have lost it or further divide the party into factions. How should these primaries be conducted to ensure a credible outcome?
Let me use the opportunity to greet the able listeners and also thank you for soliciting my view on this issue. I think, as you indicated, it is very critical. This is the time that the leadership of the NDC many of whom there are a little bit of doubt as to which of the candidates they are supporting right now, need to show to the supporters of MPP that their core interest is that a candidate from the constituency win the election and that they're ready to support any of the two that emerges as the winner of this primaries. I think it's very important that going into the election, none of them should take sides. They should support both of the candidates or stay away from the candidate. Let the voters decide that whoever they want them to support. They should be very careful with utterances. Utterances that comes out of the leadership from now till the election is conducted. And even immediately after they finish with the primaries, I think this is very important, that may serve as an important unifier for the party if they don't muddy the waters and show to the people that they are the democratic party that the MPP proposes to be.
Doc, so what next for the Klote-Kolli constituency? Does the outcome of this primaries mean a win-win for the NPP in the 2016 parliamentary elections?
No, I don't think that the outcome would necessarily mean that it's a win-win. The outcome indicates that the party is united. For now, you know, there's been a lot of blame game going on, and with the constituency coming into play, with some thinking that one candidate or the other is being supported, some thinking that Philip Addison is being supported by the executive. This is the point for the executive to show to the those that probably are thinking otherwise that they don't have any ulterior motives, they are not supporting any candidate. But it is very critical. It is very critical to get these primaries behind them so that they can focus on 2016 election and not be thinking of intra-party issues that does not augur well party at this moment.
Very well. Thank you so much, Dr. Edward Brinya, for your comments or contribution to the discussion on today's big story. We can now listen to the constituency chairman of that constituency to tell us what measures the party has put in place to ensure the elections are free, fair, and credible.
Security-wise, we have done everything with the regional command. They are on top of issue. They've leaving nothing unattended to. For that matter, security will be tight. It will be very, very uncompromising with any hooliganism in and around the area of the election. So I think those who will be there who have nothing to do with the elections may have to understand what I'm saying. Tomorrow, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., I think it is over by then. And then we'll start the process with the album at the gate. They check on the delegates. They check you per your polling station, your identification, and then they give you accreditation before you enter. Each and every one of us who have something to do with the election will be given accreditation. So it is based on accreditation that you can be allowed to enter the election venue. Nobody will be allowed to create any confusion because we are one united constituency, one united MPP. Before an election, we must be aware that we have to go and fight as united front. So I'm calling and urging, I'm pleading on behalf of the party in the constituency that this is an internal primaries. We go there as united front. You can talk to your friend, to opponent politely. After the election, we have one candidate. We all celebrate together. It is the party which will be the winner in the end.
Okay, all right. You've been mentioning that there's been a lot of rumors also milling around in the run-up to tomorrow's elections about the decision of why this rerun is even possible in the first place. What's your concern there?
My concern, if you see, in the Superior Court of Education, in the High Court of Justice, General Jurisdiction Division, Accra AD 215, suit number AP1/216, and you can see the plaintiffs, Philip Kojo Addison, number 1 Addison Link, Ajingano, East Legon. You can see Ni Ajitawia, house number 27 Mission Street Extension, Osuari, Osu Accra, versus, listen to me very well, New Cooperative Party Headquarters, Asalandao, the Electoral Commission, Ridge Crescent, and then Valentino Ninoy Noti. This is the defense put up by the party after the default judgment has been given to.
I've been joined in the studio by Deputy Head of our political desk, Malik Dabo, to help discuss this issue. Malik, how are you?
I'm good.
Malik, how important and critical is this Klote-Korle constituency primaries?
Well, it's important because the stakes are high, and the stakes are primarily high because Philip Addison is in. And it's high because we know that he was lead counsel for the petitioners when what's the name, the MPP chairman at the time, Jacob Echemelamti, and the flag bearer deputy, the vice presidential candidate, Bawumia, brought a petition against the elections in 2013.
Right.
He was the lead counsel at the time. Many believe that he did his best, regardless of the fact that the Supreme Court dismissed that petition by a 5-4 majority decision.
Right.
He endeared himself to many people because of what he did on the floor of the court.
Right.
And we know that this was beamed live on television. Many people watched him, the manner in which he presented his cases, the arguments that he made in court. All of that made him an important figure when it comes to law. And we didn't know about his politics.
Right.
Now he wants to do politics. He wants to be a member of parliament.
Okay.
It is because of those things that the stakes are high in this post. Also because the other person, Ninoy Norte himself, is a former chairman of the party in that constituency.
Okay.
He has a large following of the party's grassroots. So, and we know that in the first elections which Philip Addison boycotted, he won that convincingly. So now Philip Addison fought back. The elections have been called again. The stakes certainly are high because of what transpired previously.
Okay, this election, both candidates are very sure of winning. But we want to look at the bigger picture. Outcome of this primaries, I mean, does it mean that the MPP is going to be able to grab that seat? We know it's already for the NDC now. So is it going to help the NPP to grab that seat in the 2016 parliamenary elections?
Nobody goes into an election if the person does not believe that they will win. And of course, the NDC has its own problems. We do know that Zanata is in court because the incumbent MP, Niyama Ashite, has dragged her to court contesting her eligibility to have contested the elections.
Right.
He's arguing that Zanato is not a registered voter by the NDC's own regulations and rules that guided the conduct of their election. A person ought to be a registered voter to qualify to contest for nomination to represent the party in a constituency. So the NDC has its own problems. But let's look at the two of them. Philip Addison, if he wins. If Philip Addison wins, it depends on what he brings to the table. We don't know him in terms of politics. What we do know is that he's a respected lawyer. He's a legal luminary and very well respected for that. Whether he can translate that into politics, into votes, is something we're yet to see. If Ninoy wins, it becomes a dogfight because he's perceived as a grassroots person and he may be able to woo the grassroots people. There are very many poor communities in that constituency. They may back him, they may not. They may transfer Rawlings, their love for Rawlings to his daughter. It's difficult to tell.
Well, many thanks to Malik Dabo. He is the deputy head of our political desk. Also, I told you earlier that Gianni Infantino is now FIFA president. He defeated 3 other candidates to become FIFA president. He has pledged, however, to restore the image of FIFA. Now, we'll be doing some analysis pretty soon because Nathaniel Atto will join me in the studio, and he has indeed joined me in the studio. Nathaniel, Infantino must be tough to win this highly contested position.
Definitely. I mean, if you take a look at how the voting trends went from the first round, first of all, this is the first time since 1974 that we're going into a second round for an election such as this. You know, of course, there was one in 1974. There was also one during the time when João Havelange became president. But away from all of this, it just tells you that there is a certain affirmation of confidence in Gianni Infantino.
Right.
Now, in the first round, Infantino got 88 votes as against Sheikh Salman's 85. Now, he needed 16 more to get that majority of 104 so he could be able to be, you know, president. And eventually, he got that 104. And then, you know, Sheikh Salman eventually got 88, you know, and eventually, you know, Jerome Champagne couldn't even get any other vote at all. But now, so like I was saying, clearly he surely has done a lot of work in the background.
So let's look at his track record and whether he's up to this task.
Sure. Now, he surely has operated within the reins of sport for a very long time. Right. Now, before he became UEFA General Secretary, he served as the General Secretary of the Center for International Sport, and that he did for a very long time, before 2009 when he became General Secretary for UEFA. Now, he's displayed a lot of good negotiation skill that was brought to bear last year when he had to go and negotiate in the Greek football crisis, where there was a lot of government interference and there was a threat by FIFA to, uproot them or expel them from international football. Right. Now, he also says that when he comes to power, which he has now, he will increase the number of nations that are participating in the World Cup to 40. Okay. Now, the concern immediately for someone who's in this side of the world, for Africa, which has the biggest voting bloc in FIFA, will be that how many nations more are Africa going to get in that remaining 8 that are going to play at the FIFA World Cup? Right. So these are all issues that we'll be looking ahead to.
But the man seemed very confident in restoring. He says he would restore the lost confidence in FIFA. Yes. How does he intend to do that?
Well, it is very simple. This is somebody who has operated closely with the leadership of FIFA from where he sat as UEFA boss. You know that UEFA is a crucial block within the total setup of FIFA, right. The second biggest in terms of membership in FIFA. And of course, Europe has always led major reforms in football. Since he went in there into UEFA, he has spearheaded, so many reforms, the improvement of national team football competitions and all of that. And also the improvement of sponsorship support for local football associations. And this is something that he wants to bring on board when he eventually becomes president of FIFA. So working closely with all of these people clearly affords him the opportunity to see some of the flaws and some of the mistakes at close range. And of course, at this stage, everybody is looking forward to the next stage, which is cleaning up the system and making sure that now things are done with a plain sheet and things are done in the open and there are no underhand dealings anywhere.
Of course, because of past records, we can talk about Sepp Blatter's issues. But let's look at the fans, sports fans. What have they been saying about this new president of FIFA?
Well, it's very interesting that the man Infantino came from behind, because for a very long time, many people were seeing Prince Ali in the sense that he initially decided to stand up to Sepp Blatter. Yes. Eventually, he gave way for Sepp Blatter to go through. Yeah. Now, so Prince Ali was the very visible one. At a certain point, Sheikh Salman came in. Now, Sheikh Salman is seen as a Blatter loyalist, so that he comes in as somebody who has a little chip of the Blatter administration and the Blatter style of doing things, but then he's looking into the future and he's looking ahead and he wants to do things differently. But here is a man who brings a totally different formula to administering world football, and he says that he wants to do things differently. Now, he's got youthful exuberance on his side because he's 45, and of course he has another 12 years. If everything goes well, he can go for 3 terms, as has been approved by FIFA in the early stages. So I think that he's got the will. There were other key voting local FAs within the European bloc, like England, for instance, who backed him because they believed in his ideals and they thought that he was the man to repair the damaged image of FIFA. Yeah. So for football fans, many of them surely see him as probably the new face.
The Messiah?
I mean, when you monitor what's happening on social media and everything, everybody is saying, okay, look, let's see what you are going to bring on board. He says that he wants to inject a lot of development capital into the national football associations around the world. This means that every FA is going to get £3.5 million for development. That's a huge, and that's going to be across board. And that's going to be some very good news for the Ghana FA if such things are implemented. Of course, if you look back at what Sepp Blatter was able to do with the GO project, for instance, Ghana has been one of the biggest beneficiaries of the GO project, which was instituted by Sepp Blatter. So it's a new era, it's a new phase. There's a lot of work to be done. There's no doubt about that. And mind you, in all of this, let's also remember that he probably is going to dig up a few other things in trying to repair the image, the dented image of FIFA.
Obviously,
for all you know, For all you know, Sepp Blatter may eventually get into trouble.
Definitely.
You know, something may come up. I'm
Something
just
may
saying.
come up. I don't envy Infantino at all.
Sure,
He has a
sure.
huge task ahead.
Sure.
But wish him well. We hope he will
Definitely.
bring some light to FIFA. Of course, we've had some problems, and we all want FIFA to go back to where it was. That is today's big story. Been talking about the Clote Colley constituency primaries that comes off tomorrow, and we're talking about Infantino as the new FIFA president. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. Have a good evening.